DNA claims black. So
Okay.
that's why I'm saying Cleopatra. I don't know how much sunscreen she had to use to be living in Egypt, but I don't think it was as much as Julius Caesar would have had. I think about colonialism maybe more, or colonization, but Roman,
the Romans established that.
Miles, you have to get into like
just the Roman Empire, not like
get into the subculture.
Not even just like the. I don't even know if the Spartans are from Roman or what.
They're not.
See, that's what I think about more than the Roman Empire. Who was in the Roman Empire to think about?
Julius Caesar, Mark Antony.
Caesar is he Cleopatra?
Yeah, he's also the reason why you have the months of July and August. It's called the Julius calendar.
There you go.
Otherwise, we'd be on the Gregorian calendar.
Do you not think of the Ides of March? You know, the day that Caesar is assassinated on March 15th of 44 BC?
Never even heard of that.
Yeah. You never heard the phrase, beware the Ides of March? You know, it's like, if you're ever starting something new, it's like, don't ever do it, like, on the day of, like, Caesar's assassination.
I could be honest with you. If I saw and I feel like this is getting to that point to where it's like, if somebody saw Caesar's face on the ground, would you step on it? I step on it so fucking fast because I don't know shit about Caesar. I don't know about Rome. I don't even know what color the Romans are. Like, what color flag they have.
I need to sit you down and talk about the Roman Empire.
If the Roman Empire don't have
Let me talk to you about the Roman Empire.
Of Raising Cane's, it ain't got no relevance to my life. That's how, like, I put Raising Cane's over. I put Walmart over Roman.
Okay, so like I think I'm a little too obsessed too, but I mean, I think about the Roman Empire every day. I'll be honest with you, like, you know, I think about it way too much. But
how did we even learn about this?
It's a religion, buddy.
How did you find out about this Roman Empire in the first place? I couldn't even tell you what class, history. No, because that was mostly Civil War.
Oh man. You see, you're missing all the good stuff. You know, you want to like learn like law and politics and stuff. Man, that's the good stuff. The Roman Empire.
That's crazy. I don't know nothing about. My blood pressure went high just thinking about why people would care about the Roman Empire. That's crazy.
Oh, are we live, guys?
Go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead and do it.
Oh my gosh, since we're talking about this anyways. Hey guys, welcome back to Unfiltered Pineapple Podcast. My name is Ari, and I'm joined today by Miles and Orik. And apparently today we're talking about the Roman Empire because...
I wonder why in the hell is it so special?
Yeah, but I'm surprised you didn't hear about like all the social media trend of like, you know... women just asking men how often they think about the Roman Empire.
I also want to know who was in the poll when they were asking the questions about the Roman Empire.
Okay, I mean, like
of anything Roman.
You know what? That's actually a good question because I don't think I've seen like people of color, like Hispanics or black people, like. But I mean, like as a Hispanic man, I think about the Roman Empire almost every day.
These are the same people that go around asking questions during Family Feud. When they say 100 people, they weren't talking about 100 people like me. That's exactly what went down. Because I swear, I don't know nothing about the Romans. I couldn't even tell you Rome is right now. Is it in Italy? Greece?
Yeah.
Greece. It's in Italy. See, And that's just the city of Rome, right? So are you saying the capital of the is the capital of Italy Rome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you saying that that's where the Romans' capital was, or
Yes.
did they have?
That was
You ever
their
you ever
yeah.
hear the phrase "Rome wasn't built in a day"?
See, I 100%
All
would have.
roads lead to Rome, actually.
I'd have put Rome, the Romans, in the god in freaking the Israelites, and I'd have put them in fighting with Jesus, and they were the ones who it was Jerusalem and Rome and
Yeah, that's all correct.
Yeah.
just Africa, because we ain't know nothing about
That's all
Africa and
correct. Yeah.
Morocco.
No, they went
That's
to Africa. They brought slaves back from Africa. They conquered
and
people.
Yeah.
so see, yeah, I don't know. I don't think about. I haven't thought about Rome or the Romans. The last time I probably thought about the Romans was the first time I read the Black Panther book, and he says when you're in Rome, you act like the Romans. I was like, oh, that's a nice. You know what? When I'm around smart people, I need to act like smart people. When I'm
White
around,
people.
act like dumb people. When that's how I was like, you know what? I took that seriously. So every time I'm in different environments, I change up. But I don't think about the original Romans.
No?
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Romans.
Oh my gosh. I mean, just like everything. I mean, like there's a whole like subculture to like, the Roman Empire. And I mean, I could talk to you literally about anything, but I mean, where even to start? There's a whole universe on it. Oh my
A
god.
universe about a culture that actually existed.
Yeah, and not too long ago either. It was only like what, 2000 years ago.
Correct.
You
Less
said
than.
the Romans were wait what wait whoa we're in 2023 2024
Yeah.
and you're saying the Romans were alive
Yeah,
two
2024 years ago.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They were the
Julius
that's,
Caesar died 44 years before Jesus was supposedly born.
And
According
The Roman Empire fell like 450 years after.
476.
Yeah, 476 AD. It lasted like 450, 500 years after Julius Caesar died.
so Julius Caesar is pretty much Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't yeah, I don't think, and honestly, I don't think it's relevant. I've gone 27 years without giving a damn about Julius Caesar or Rome as
Oh my goodness.
a
That's how I've
travel.
been with sports. It works just fine.
Exactly, and that's true. There's no need for you to know anything about sports to go through process. But the thing is, this study apparently says there's a lot more people that think about Rome daily.
Yeah.
That's
I can sort of like understand like their point of view, and I think like there's so many different points of view that view Rome like in different lights. So I think like the common view is like to think about gladiators and people who are willing to die, for like their causes. I mean, Julius Caesar died because he believed that he wanted to change the Roman system of government, to be more inclusive of the poor people, you know, and the rich people of Rome didn't like that, so they killed him. They literally thought him of a tyrant, and that's the reason why they killed him. They thought he was becoming too much of a king, and the Roman history, if you know about it, is they killed their king and became a republic, you know, like and they're represented by, people of the Senate and also the people, of the city of Rome.
so what I'm hearing is any small thing that can be channeled back to the Romans.
Well, yeah, honestly, like if you talk about any topic, there can be something that happened 2000 years ago that like, can be tied to the Roman Empire.
Even though there were empires before the Romans.
Yeah, there were empires before and empires after, but the most.
Now,
I mean,
before, why doesn't the ones before take more credit than the Romans?
Name one before, Miles.
there you go.
You know that they had to learn from somebody.
No, yes and no. A lot of stuff that the Roman Empire did was even if it was adopted from others, they mainstreamed it to build their empire. Aqueducts, roads, mercenaries. They really civilized a lot of this stuff and in the region. Obviously, China and other superpowers in the Americas had their own systems in place, but in the European, African, Middle East region, they really solidified a lot of these concepts and brought them into full fruition in full force for an entire empire as opposed to just like a regional thing or a small local tribe. So that's why they get a lot of credit for it, because they managed to mass scale it and make it work.
From what I remember, and it's the only thing I know, Julius Caesar fucked Cleopatra.
That's true. They had a son.
So that means Egypt, which was definitely, from what we all know, was the most advanced at the time. And there had to be something before Egypt, because we all know that there was civilization through the Nile River. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is why
Egypt was one of the first civilizations,
Egypt
along with
was one of
the
the first.
Indus River Valley and the not the Byzantine, the Tigris and
Mesopotamian.
Tigris and
Mesopotamian,
Euphrates. Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to understand, why Rome and what was it with like Great Britain and the Vikings, and what about them?
They were 1,000 years later. They were 500,000 years later.
After. Yeah, they were after.
They were after. Okay.
Yeah.
They got their languages from Rome. Miles,
just telling me
English is influenced by Anglo-Saxon, German, Germanic, and Romanic languages. Romanic being anything that derives from Rome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could tell you this. I never thought even a smidge about the Romans and who they were. The only part, no, maybe Spartans. Like I know what they are, but that's only because I played Assassin's Creed.
So wait, you didn't know that like a lot of European languages like Spanish, French, Italian, Romanian, they all come from Latin.
Latin.
From what the Romans spoke.
Because I took Latin in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I took Latin in high school 3 years.
That's crazy.
I just learned something about you.
You don't think about the Roman Empire, even though you study Latin? That's funny.
You took 3 years of Latin and didn't learn anything about Rome or
wait, really?
the Roman Empire?
They didn't talk about them?
I remember a thing about Rome. The Romans, who I learned more about Greece and what was that other? Yeah, maybe a little bit of the Italians, but the Romans weren't a big subject from what I remember. That's what's crazy to me, that there's a lot of people that think about Rome a lot. Think about and here's the question. Maybe I need to specify.
All right.
What was the study question?
Wait, what do you mean?
So you said the study that a lot of males have thoughts about Rome throughout the day, or is it like they have it more than once a week? Like, what was the question?
The main question was asking, like, women were asking like their husbands or significant others, like, hey, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And then that's when they come up with like answers like, oh, once a week, couple times a week, like, and those are typical responses, because they actually do think about like the Roman Empire,
Oh, okay. See, now I'm like, maybe they were lying to their significant others.
No, but they're honest. They're honest about their responses, though, because like what I was trying to allude to earlier is like there's so many different aspects of our culture that we have tied into the Romans, A lot of it comes from like, the idea of masculinity, like basic concepts like that come from what originated in Rome, basically. And so, when you think about a masculine man, you think about like, a Roman soldier or like a gladiator or mercenary, like you think about that stuff, and there's different tiers of thinking as well, is like there's people that think about the culture and like the music and the arts, you know. You hear a lot about like the Renaissance, in Europe, which, is basically just artwork, sculptures that mimic what the Romans and the Greeks did, It's a renaissance, a rebirth of, the art and culture that was prevalent back in Roman times, antiquity, and
That's
that's
crazy.
why there's so many connections back to that era. And then you even have higher levels of thinking about like government politics, the clash of the rich and the poor,
You
that was
plebeian.
yeah, like even like words like plebeian and patricians, refer to like the plebeians were the poor people, the common folk of Rome, and then the plebeians were the upper class. They were the nobility, and that's the thing. The culture, the government, the politics all kind of originate from that time. Just
Yeah.
just
I'm still.
all
I,
of
I,
those threads, and that's the reason why people think about the Roman Empire is because like they see something on the news today, like um people in politics, like they're running for president, and they just talk about like the different things that affect normal people, but it's also the same things that affected people that lived 2,000 years ago. It's like,
yeah,
You're
am I
getting
gonna
vaguer. You're getting vaguer and vaguer, and I'm just watching you struggle, and I just want to see it keep going.
No, but
I
it's
don't know.
true.
Oh, I know
I don't
it's
know.
you're on topic. It's just you go from specifics to just generalizations very quickly, and just
No,
I don't.
but the thing is, like, when you think about the Roman Empire, there's threads that people talk and think about that lead to that era.
oh
I
yeah,
don't know
a
why.
lot of threads to pull, a lot of threads to pull.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I don't know what it was. I think it was a TV show, but it was like Warrior versus Warrior or something like that. And
Was it
I,
Spike TV?
yeah,
Ultimate Warrior, something like that.
Deadliest Warrior, Deadliest
Deadliest,
Warrior.
yep, Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah,
I loved that
it
show.
was it was Deadliest Warrior, and I think that's probably where I lost respect for all Spartans and all like European soldiers. I just looked at it, I was like, y'all would get nuked against our soldiers today. You get nuked by samurais. You'd get nuked by any type of ninjas. They got.
Because those
I'm
all
pretty.
came afterwards.
They all came after, which I understand, but I just can't give them like the credit because oh yeah, y'all because y'all were the best of the best at that time. Rome still lost, and I don't know what they lost to.
So how do you know they lost?
Yeah. How
Was
do
They're
you?
not. They're not. They're not now. They don't have like for me. I'm looking
Well,
at it. Like, there's nothing that says that. There's nothing today that I could be like. You know what? Since they were so influential show to society, what what about their society is still here other than Rome? And that's where for me, I'm like, I can't think about you every day if there's nothing about you that's still relevant to me.
Miles,
wow.
real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm just curious. Give me one army, one country, one culture where their military is still in full force like it was 2,000 years ago. How many samurais you see running around in World War II?
None.
Okay. Of course they're
What?
going to be outdated. Technology changes.
Exactly, but the thing is,
You're
it's
talking
like,
about a 1,000-year difference between fighting with spears and swords.
but for people to say that this was the ideal image of what they see as masculine, I'm just like, I don't see them like that. I see samurai people to where when you freaking like brought dishonor on your family, you stab yourself in the stomach, and they did that.
Seppuku, yeah.
Yeah, seppuku.
That's where I just gotta look at it like, yeah, I gotta
lot,
respect them. I put respect on their name.
Well,
The
real quick,
Romans
a lot of the Roman Empire was mercenaries. It's people that came in and were being paid to fight for the Roman Empire, as opposed to the samurai, which is I'm defending this place on my family's honor.
Absolutely, and that's where no matter what, I still respect that type, and that's something to where I think of way more than I think of a Roman soldier. Those people, and it's in the culture. I still see it. I don't really know any Roman people. I don't know a Roman person to where it's like, yeah, my great 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 grandfather was a Roman. I know motherfuckers' great great grandfather was samurais.
Do you? Okay, never mind. I'm not
Samurais
gonna go
were
there.
around in the 18 and 1900s.
I know. Mm-hmm.
You're talking about when you say great great great, that don't take you far back enough.
It's not that, yeah, but still, I'm like, you know what? That's still there's brothers to where it's like, even though they're not a samurai, and they're like, their family member was one of the people that clearly saw the flash from the what's it called, that nuke.
Oh my god.
The nuclear
I'm like,
bombs,
hey,
yeah.
listen, I gotta put respect on their name. And those people, I'll be like, listen, y'all went through some shit. And I still, they're not like samurais as like the original samurai, but in my eyes, I'm like, you know what, your family got that samurai heritage. I don't know too many people do where I'll be like, yeah, you got that Roman heritage. I can see it in you.
Yeah, I see that gladiator in you. It's really strong nowadays.
Oh man.
That's something where it's like, you know what? That's some dope. Like even what in Latin Hispanic culture, the motherfuckers, the matadors. I put more respect on matadors than I do Romans. You motherfucker going against bulls. That's something to where he's in a ring with a bull. I put more respect on that than a Roman.
Are you more scared of a bull or a lion?
I'm not gonna front. I'm more scared of a bull nowadays than a lion because I know for a fact I see a lion, I'm shooting that motherfucker.
Yeah, they didn't have guns in the Colosseums.
They didn't have. Yeah, you just had your spear, buddy.
If you were lucky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this: I've killed a lot of lions in Assassin's Creed, and I'm pretty sure that was a Roman Empire. I don't know which one it was. It
I thought
probably
most of the
was.
Assassin's Creed games took place in the Byzantine Empire with what was it, like 1400s years, 1000? Aren't they in that time period because of all the guns?
No, because in Assassin's Creed is mostly like Cleopatra, and I think in the last Assassin's Creed, oh no, that was in Assassin's Creed Origins. So I played Assassin's Creed Origins, and that one
Okay.
it was just a snippet of.
I'm thinking of Ezio Auditore. That's what I'm
Ezio,
thinking of. And
Ezio
anything that came
Auditore
after him, like
that was.
a few games afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, that one, but that one was before Origin. That was Assassin's Creed with Ezio, which was Assassin's Creed 3, or I think Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
And that one was in Italy because it had who is that famous inventor that did that? They said he was the one person that started with the very first flying machine.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio, was he Roman or was he
No, it's Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo, yeah, Da Vinci, yeah. Was he Italian or was he Roman?
Italian, because at that
He was
time the Roman
Italian,
Empire
yeah.
was
So that
down.
was
That
that was
was in the Renaissance.
That was 1,200 years after the Romans.
Gotcha.
I feel like
go ahead.
I don't know, Miles. I feel like you do not care about the Romans at all.
Don't.
Like, you're the anti-contemporary man here. You haven't like thought about the Roman Empire in years.
Not a dot. And it's just surprising to me that so many people apparently from this TikTok, which obviously I haven't seen all the TikToks, but the sad part about it is I'm pretty sure those TikToks didn't look like me. So at the end of the day, there could be a cultural divide in this study, but as a whole, I don't think Romans were somebody that everybody in America thinks about.
Hmm.
I now it could make sense. It does make sense why certain people will be like, I do think about the Roman Empire because I understand my heritage or the heritage of so and so. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm not discrediting that, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm discrediting that. I just look at it to where it's like I'm shocked because I could give two less of a about the Roman Empire.
Oh my god.
Like I don't know what I could contribute to them that I can't contribute to another society.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to sit you down one day and just like go over everything, and then I'll
I'm
change
down.
you. You'll
I'm
be a
alone.
changed man. You'll be like, you'll want to learn Latin for sure this time. You're gonna be
Well, the
like,
thing is, Latin's not a spoken language. So that's where it's like that's where I'm trying to understand to where it's like if they're the founders of Latin is the root of all language, but it's not verbal. So that's where like knowing the roots and what each root word each root has its own meaning. I understand that type of stuff to where it's like, yeah, okay, we thank you for teaching us this Latin people, but yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all didn't expect people to be making new words like any of these new slangs that coming out. Pretty sure that goes completely against what the Latin meanings of all these words gonna be, and it's gonna keep changing.
Miles, the
yeah,
biggest thing to remember about Rome is it's the reason that Christianity is what it is.
yeah.
That's why
Oh,
you got to think about it every day. Your Christianity comes from Rome.
yeah, we gotta get rid of Rome. You know what? I got a hill to die on.
They
We gotta
already
get
got
rid
rid
of.
of them. What are you talking about?
We gotta get rid of Rome.
Just get rid of the history. We don't want anything to do with Julius
Yep.
Caesar. Let's
We
end
gonna
it
yeah
all now.
we gonna nuke Rome in the
Oh my
beginning of this
god.
time period and see what happens to society.
So wait, you would go back in time and nuke
I
Rome?
would I would just drop a bomb right on the city of Rome, on
Oh
everything.
man.
See what happens,
We missed Japan by a few thousand miles, but they won't notice.
but they won't notice. If you hit Rome
Mussolini's there.
now, we might not
Mussolini's
ever
there.
know.
Yeah,
I wonder how many wars Rome went into. Like who are they fighting?
a lot.
yeah.
They
That's
conquered the whole Mediterranean region. They conquered Greece and, well, they didn't conquer Egypt. They let it stay as it was and just became a trade partner. But Spain,
a
a whole
trade
lot of that
partner. It
region.
became a vassal state.
A trade
Jesus.
partner. I'm being polite.
Like the
We
thing
get to
is,
borrow your stuff, and you don't feel, and you technically run yourself.
wait, I got a question for you, Miles. What race was Cleopatra?
African.
No, Miles, that's not right. That's not correct.
What race was she?
She was white. She was Greek. Did you know that?
She was in Africa, right? Where was she born?
She was born in Africa, but
Okay, so she's African.
the thing is like, so she's descended from Alexander the Great of Greece. And so like she is part of the house of Ptolemy. And she became like she was her, obviously her great grandfather Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, and through
Why did
that,
Alexander the Great conquered Egypt?
yeah,
So who was Cleopatra's mama?
I don't know, like some Greek
Some Greek.
woman,
So why
some Greek
was
woman.
she born in Africa?
Oh my gosh. No,
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 really.
I wanna know.
Historically, it's
Because I
been.
don't know. I don't know. The only thing I know is from the video game. She looked mighty colorful and tan.
Oh
And
man,
I'm gonna tell you
I
like
think I
this.
opened up a can of worms here. Orik, you
Hey, look,
gotta back me up. Like,
nigga,
okay, is
I'm
this
having I'm having fun watching. I'll jump in when I need to.
Oh man.
I just know that there's a lot of like there's different colors of people that are white that claim to be white, but their DNA sequence is gonna tell them that they something else.
Yeah.
So I understand that she might have European esque descendants,
Uh-huh.
but I also know that Europe was very close to the what's it called, Morocco.
Mhm.
So the interbreeding between Europeans and Moroccan people definitely don't claim that they are one or the other. They can sometimes claim that yes, they claim white, but
Mhm.
DNA claims black. So
Okay.
that's why I'm saying Cleopatra. I don't know how much sunscreen she had to use to be living in Egypt, but I don't think it was as much as Julius Caesar would have had to use.
So
That's
to
all.
jump into that real quick, I just
That's
looked it
right.
up. I just
Uh-huh.
looked it up just to get some clarification.
Uh-huh.
But scholars believe that she's a mix of Greek and Persian West Asian, which is where
Hmm.
her skin tone comes from. So that's
Mhm.
why,
Hmm.
Miles, to address your point, she doesn't need so much suntan lotion, but at the same time, she doesn't look like the rest of the people that she's ruling over.
Yeah.
100%. Gotcha.
Because when Alexander the Great conquered that region, some Persian dynasties were allowed to stay. They intermingled with the Greeks, and she comes from one of those groups.
So Persian. So that means she's
Persian.
what's it called?
Persian
Persian.
Iranian. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
Iranian, yeah.
Iranian. Iranian.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Which Persia? I don't even know where Persia is on the map right now.
It's near
It's
Iran.
is Iraq, Iran, yeah.
It's Iraq, Iran. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So makes sense.
Which
Now,
which I don't want to open up that can of worms. I think the Persian Empire was much better than the Roman Empire, but
Oh
I'm
my
not
god.
getting into that one.
Oh
I
no.
don't know anything about Persian Empire other than it got great Mediterranean food.
Cyrus the Great was fantastic. I'll leave it at that.
Oh man.
Half of food, did they ain't, I know they ain't bring baklava because that's Mediterranean. What did the Romans bring into what they got? Cottage cheese. What did they do for
Wait,
food?
what?
What
Yeah, cottage
impact did the
cheese.
Romans add to food? That might change my opinion on the Roman Empire. What did they bring into the category? Or I want you to do some research for me real fast.
No,
What
just
food?
you said what food did they bring? And my first thought was, well, we can just go to Pompeii and see what they were eating. Because that occurred in the Roman Empire.
But I mean, like, I'm just now thinking, like, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like
Like,
regular
Like
people?
traditional dishes.
yeah, are they the reason we like pizza? Like, I could understand it then because I think about pizza like once a week. I can see it that way. What-
Well, I guess the bread that they had. I don't know. I need a.
Oh, I see, and I think that's where you could change my heart to understand the Roman Empire. What food did they bring that I'm a big fan of? I know they ain't bring a whole bunch of fruit that I like because
So,
watermelon.
real
What?
quick, you do have to remember that back in that time period, spices were a delicacy. So the common food for people was just wheat, cheese, and basic stuff they make from the animals they kill. Uh, so when you talked about pizza and things like that, like yeah, I get it's a modern day element, but you have to remember spices were and like dyes and all that stuff were delicacies at that time period. You had to pay a ton of money to get an ounce of any of that stuff, and then you just kept it for a long time because you
And
couldn't afford any more.
I remember when I was in Dubai, or I think I was in when I was in Qatar. They explaining to us how like the Silk Road was and who was the main people trading spices and
Mhm.
then and other stuff. That was mostly coming from the Middle East because they had the land to grow those types of stuff. and I'm pretty sure Europeans were part of that trade because they had like books to where they still had like they said uh European man traded this, African Congo man traded this, Middle Eastern man traded this. And I don't know how to put the Roman Empire even in perspective of the Silk Road, but trying to understand what their trade values like were other than like maybe gold, but that the gold, most of it from what I remember was mined from Africa. So what was the trade value of the Roman Empire at the time, especially if they were conquering everything? They should have everything.
So, two answers to that. One, the food element, it's a basic Mediterranean diet. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Bread, fish, things like that. Regarding the trade value, that's where the conquering comes into place. What happens when you conquer someone, Miles? What do you do to the people that live
They
there?
were trading slaves.
Or if they continue to live there, you tax them, right? So you collect that money, and then the people who receive the money buy stuff that they want. So Rome was an original America capitalist society, and that's where the phrase all roads lead to Rome is come from. And the Silk Road is because Romans, like 70% of their economy was just the rich people buying stuff from China and far places. And that's actually why they collapsed, is because of rapid inflation and hyperinflation and other economic perils from being a largely consumer dependent economy.
Here's my question. Now I gotta figure out. Now I'm gonna do my research this time. I ain't gonna ask anybody to do it for me.
All right, pause the episode. We'll be back.
No, I ain't gonna. No, I can do it.
We're doing a part 2 to Roman Empire.
I want to know what where Mansa Musa was, because I know he was part of the Mali Empire. Where was Mansa Musa during the Roman Empire?
He was afterwards because he was Islam.
Yeah, so a couple hundred years after.
Because I just know that
he went on a pilgrimage to Mecca and destroyed economies on the way.
Miles,
exactly.
Miles, I'm going to tell you this, just to give you a little bit perspective how long ago this was. So the distance in history from us and the Romans is similar to the Romans and the people that built the pyramids. Like it's the same amount of time that's passed between us and the Romans, and then like the Romans.
You're gonna have to give them the math.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So like 2,000
years. When the Romans first started, 1,500 years prior, the pyramids were built. So they had no knowledge of that stuff going on.
Yeah.
It was just a rumor.
Okay.
Yeah. So the people that built the pyramids is like the same amount of time has passed for the Romans that it has passed for us, like in comparison to the Romans.
Wait, so are you saying the Romans are the one that broke the Sphinx nose?
I mean, it could have been.
Yeah, I don't fuck with the Romans. I don't fuck with the Romans.
All right,
the thing is, like, I don't know.
I learned today? The Romans broke the Sphinx nose. That's
I think that's what they did. If that's what happened, I don't fuck with the Romans. Me and the Romans ain't friends.
Oh man.
Roman Empire, and now I'm about to look it up, because if the Roman Empire broke the Sphinx nose,
they're dead to you.
They're dead to me.
I honestly don't. I have no idea who broke the Sphinx nose. For some reason, like something's nagging at me saying Napoleon, but I don't know. I just can't see it.
I'm pretty sure it was Scooby-Doo and Shaggy in one of their shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, now I think it's the Romans were the ones who broke the damn.
They just screwed over Egypt.
It says, why were so many ancient statues missing their nose? I swear, if it says the freaking, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find
Julius Caesar. He did it personally.
I'm going back in time and I'm bombing all of Rome. I'm bringing some B-52s and B-12s, whatever, we dropping bombs.
Oh man.
Was it a B-52 or a B-48? I thought they were B-48s.
We can use any type of any type of bombs, any bomb aircraft that we have access to.
I
We're gonna
think
use.
he wants to use an intercontinental ballistic missile on the Roman Empire.
I thought he was talking about the planes that flew over Japan. I might be wrong. I thought those were
Oh no, yeah,
B-48s.
no. I think that was. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but
All I know factually about that is the Enola Gay, and that was for Nagasaki. The Enola Gay was the name of the plane.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Any bomber plane in World War II, I'm pretty sure that was the one that dropped that nuke. I'm pretty sure it was something like a B. I don't know which one. I'm gonna
I
at
just looked it
B20.
up. Yeah, I was wrong. It was a B-29.
B-29 was the one that dropped. Gotcha.
It was the 29th edition. We were
No, that's
way
what
off.
it is. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
no, because a B2 is the one that we have now. That's like a stealth bomber, and that sucker looks like Batman.
It looks like Batman.
Oh yeah, if you ever see it in person, that thing looks just like Batman flying over you. It's like holy crap, that thing, and that thing can hold.
I thought the number came from the number of successful flights they had. All right, we're on B-30.
I hope not. One thing.
Anyone ever see a B-50 around? No.
That actually reminds me of like the time we dropped like an atomic bomb by accident in South Carolina. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah, I didn't think it went off though.
It didn't go off.
No.
Yeah.
Like we accidentally dropped it, but it didn't go off. Like, but it's still
that's what
there.
I'm saying.
Like,
yeah, it landed, but it didn't go off.
Yeah,
it's still
where
it's.
It's
What
still
was it, like some farmland or something?
It still technically could explode, but the thing is, it'd have to like.
It just randomly tomorrow it just like comes off. Oh my gosh!
It could, but the thing is, and that's where understanding like bombs, like certain bombs expire, which is crazy to know that bombs in the military have expiration dates. So after the expiration date, it's like we expect that it could.
But that's the thing, though. Like, there's some things like being dug up in like Europe nowadays, and it's like I mean, it's like it was dropped like during World War II, and then people are still treating treating it like it's still active. It's live.
Yeah, they made them to last back then. They didn't make this plastic stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't know how long they'd be fighting. This was meant to last.
Like the bombs for Normandy, like there's like mines that they say that like they could still be out at the water or underneath the sand, like during D-Day, and they were like, we don't know the potencies of these things, so we're just not gonna touch them. And if someone did touch them, they'd have to go through a whole like the what's it called, the EOD or the bomb squad would have to be like, hey, listen, we just need to evacuate everybody because we don't know if this is gonna start a chain reaction of bombs. We don't because because back then they were just like, listen, we're trying to kill everybody that touches one of these bombs.
We don't care who kills as long as it's everyone.
Can you just imagine being in a bomb squad or doing anything of that nature? First of all, very stressful work, but you start a chain reaction and you just watch it like in the movies, just go off one at a time into the distance. It's like, I wonder where it's gonna stop.
Yep, I wonder where it's gonna stop. I hope it stops before it hits that city. Like that's scary. But I'm gonna be honest with you, those guys, I would like, and that's where it's like, think about back in World War II. When you're like, hey, so what am I gonna be? Am I gonna be a pilot? No, you're gonna be disarming bombs. And you're like, well, let me go ahead and say goodbye to my family. Cause you already know back in the day, the training was just like, well, this is what we know.
Just send Billy over there. He'll get it.
Yeah, that's what we know. So Billy, good luck. It's like
we got two questions. We got two questions.
All right.
How good are you at digging with a shovel? And would you like to be the drummer boy?
Yeah,
Oh man.
like how
When I
many
say
like
march, you jump up and start pounding.
it's a pop quiz every time you go to work. That's
That is what it was, though.
that's so crazy. That's yeah, but that's why I say thank yeah. Any person that was a part of like the Vietnam War and like even like some of the older guys who were there like, yeah, I was my grandfather was in World War II. I was like, thank you for your service because that's a lot. That was a lot.
Oh
Just
man. I just got a
Well,
message from
that's
our producer here. Sorry to cut you all off, but
what?
apparently there's still like bombs that like line the coast of England
Yeah.
that
yes, and France
that
and Germany and all those countries.
no, and listen to this. It has 1,400 tons of high explosives that could go off at any time. That they
Yeah.
send they send like expeditions and like every so often just to check on it, just to see if it's gonna blow up. Like all of a sudden it just goes off.
But think about that type of stuff, man.
Actually, that reminds me too. Like during World War II, like the Swiss were really scared of being invaded by Germany. Well, not scared, but like I guess like they just prepared like their whole country to become like a bunker. So all of the bridges, all of the connections to mainland Europe were all like lined with explosives, and the Swiss were just ready to just like you know push that button and close all the connections to Europe.
And they've got
Yeah.
Just
thousands of bunkers built, and each person had to be trained to use weapons. Yeah.
oh yeah, it's a very well trained society, and they still have the mindset today. Is just of
They
being
still
like
train like that today. Everyone has mandatory military service there.
yeah.
Mhm.
Gun training and everything.
Yeah, it's just amazing, like to just think about, like, I mean, these roads are still lined with bombs today. They they haven't disarmed them. They just have them ready just in case Hitler comes back. You never
Not
know.
not just in case Hitler comes back. That's crazy. Not just in case Hitler comes back. That's a wild line. That's a quotable line. Just in case Hitler comes back, we got extra bombs just in case just for you. Mm-mm-mm.
So,
Like,
Ari, do you actually think Hitler made it to South America?
Okay, so there were so many
whoa,
like
whoa, whoa. All right, wait a minute. I got so many
all
questions
right.
that you
All
and go
right.
on.
Just to make it make sense. Instead of Hitler killing himself in the bunker, they say that he escaped. He somehow escaped like during the war,
A
like on
body
a plane.
double took his place real quick.
Yeah, well, I mean, even that like is not even verifiable because like supposedly they burnt like his body and then threw it in the river, like threw the ashes into the river. So
Yeah.
the Soviets couldn't find him. Um, but the conspiracy is that he left like somehow escaping on an airplane and then on a U-boat that landed in South America in Argentina. And like there was some like
He lived a few decades there until like what, the
se-
80s or 70s or 80s, something like
yeah,
that.
there were like some sensationalist like news stories come out like of like, oh yeah, Adolf Hitler's here,
He
he's
was
been
my
living,
neighbor.
he was my neighbor. And then there's like pictures of like this old German dude that happens to have like the same mustache, and oh man, it's so funny.
If
um
he made it there,
Supposedly he
that's
lived in
when-
Paraguay too. Like he um
A
one
lot of
one
this, real quick, stems from CIA files that look into the matter.
yeah, they wanted to
if
make
this
sure he was
is
dead.
true.
They don't want
Okay.
Hitler part 2. But
All right, do you think he made it?
can I just give a little bit of background as to why like that might be possible? Is
Okay.
because there's a lot of like German immigrants in South America, so if he were to have escaped and like he could have changed his name and lived under like a different name, um it's very much possible. there were Germans, living in the U.S. that were later tried for war crimes once people found out, like, oh wait, this guy was actually like a Nazi during the war, like
as recent as this decade.
Yeah, as recent as this decade. It's
I
crazy.
I think now that I understand a little bit more about it, because that was a lot for me, because I was like, okay, I'm learning.
First the
You
Romans,
know
then I learned about Hitler. God, this is a history lesson too.
I didn't expect to learn this much, or he even just try to understand this much. But what I remember after the Civil War in Americas,
Uh-huh.
a lot of the Confederates after the Civil War in America went down to South America, and
Yeah,
they
there was a
created.
colony in Brazil. They founded the city of Americana.
Yep. So
And yeah, like if you see, like, there's videos today of the people that live in the city of Americana, what do you call it, like celebrating traditional, like, southern, like, dances. They have like traditional southern meals. There's people that wear
Culture.
like there's people that wear like the Confederate flag, or like the traditional, like, they do the dances and stuff. It's just like, wow, like. And yeah, they're saying like, oh yeah, my great grandfather, my great grandmother was from this place in Georgia. And
so
yeah.
I could understand that there is a refuge. There's a possible refuge
Mm-hmm.
for someone like Hitler in South America, which wouldn't make, because
Yeah.
if I was in charge, I'd be like, we going down there and getting them boys. Them boys we ain't having that culture passed down generation after generation. You gotta stop that from where it started. Because the Civil War that was a wild war. That was a whole bunch of
Mm.
how do you say that? Was just a whole bunch of country folk fighting country folk.
You know, they used to brand people in the Civil War, right?
Yeah.
If they
What you
found
mean?
if someone was a deserter and someone was found them later, they'd bring them back to the military and they'd be branded.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't hear anything about that before. That's first. But
Just a quick history fact. Go back to what you were talking about. I don't want to go on too many tangents.
no, like that's
This
fine.
is like tangent land now.
Yeah, you
We're
can
talking
talk
about
about
everything.
ways.
Conspiracies, history, everything.
The one thing to remember
Romans,
about Hitler is he was
Nazis.
paranoid about a lot of stuff. He had a lot of his top commanders and generals under surveillance and, super paranoia. He only traveled through very specific modes, very specific means. So it's highly unlikely that he goes, you know what, let's get in a U-boat. Wasn't his style, no matter how scared he was, to just suddenly
Oh,
be
that
like,
makes
let's do this.
sense. But here's the thing. Here's my question. Hitler, you think Hitler got in a boat from Germany?
A submarine.
Oh, okay, that would make sense. That would make more sense.
Yeah,
That's what the U-boats are.
Yeah,
okay.
the name is misleading, but yeah, U-boat is a submarine. Yeah.
So he got on a Carnival cruise and got on the boat and got from Germany all the way to
Let's say
South America.
vamos
I was like,
amigos.
that's a long ass ride. Just thinking about it. And America didn't be like, hey, listen, we gotta figure out who's on this boat before you pass. That's still crazy. A submarine from Germany to South America.
Just to clarify, you have to remember U-boat. What do you think the U stands for?
Oh, underwater.
Underwater.
Exactly. Yeah, like undersea, underwater. So that's where the boat part comes from. It's an
But
undersea
we
boat.
still
Yeah.
had technology to where. Well, I don't. How would we have the Cuban Missile Crisis if they didn't have something?
That was 20 years after.
I know, but we had better technology by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better than the Romans.
Yeah.
100% better than
Well, I
Romans.
mean, I don't know what. I think I'm trying to understand it. You're saying, like, with our technology, like, why didn't they find Hitler?
Why didn't they? Yeah, like eventually
But
they
the
had
thing
to.
is, like, We know now that there was a lot of like U-boats that were like stationed outside the coast of America, just like waiting.
And Africa
And
and South America.
the
Kind
thing,
of.
the thing, Miles, is like the technology wasn't as like advanced then to be able to detect these like submarines. So it could very be possible that a U-boat could go from Germany to South America undetected.
That's so crazy to me. Just
There
like
was,
that.
I think, what was it? How far was it? Like 17 miles or something close off the coast of the U.S. was the closest a U-boat ever got to America.
Yeah, it was
It was
near New Jersey. Yeah.
super close, like within an hour of us, they could have started shooting.
Yeah, that's blasphemy. That just oh yeah, that. But just if it came out to be like, yeah, Hitler fathered so many children, and be like, I'd just be like, yeah, that would throw my whole head. Like Jeffrey Epstein, Hitler's son, be like great grandson, war crimes after war crimes. That's so crazy to me though. That's just
Your
thinking
birth
of
is a war crime. That's
Hitler is a war. Oh my gosh, that's yeah. But it would. All right, you still haven't answered. Do you think Hitler made it to South
I
America?
they didn't find his body. Supposedly the story is that he was cremated and his ashes were spread into the river. So there's no confirmation that he was actually killed or died. I mean, it's very possible he could have escaped. I mean, just
Crazy.
based on the evidence. But I mean, just knowing like the story and just the paranoia of Hitler, I feel like it's very possible that he did just kill himself.
And that's
And
what
he
I'm in that same boat. I'm on the same page with you. I'm like and I don't know if I'm just hoping he just like already offed himself like the story said, but it would be crazy if he's like, you know what, stunt double, it's your time, and he's just like, dang it, I've been living my good life this whole time, being your stunt double now.
it wasn't
All
always a
right,
good time. The stunt doubles had a lot of assassination attempts, even inside Germany.
well, I'm pretty sure if you do an assassination attempt, it's like a one and done.
Yeah, but multiple people can do multiple attempts. It's not just like, oh, well, that guy failed. I guess we're done.
Well, no, I'm
how
thinking
many
like
times did they try to kill like Castro? The
Don't go back to
CIA,
Rome.
like
Don't go back to. Oh, okay.
let's not go back to Rome.
oh, I thought you were talking about El Castro from the
No,
Mexican one.
Fidel Castro in Cuba. The CIA tried to kill him like what 60 times, and
Oh,
then one
I
of the
think I'm thinking of Cicero. My bad.
Fidel
See,
Castro of Cuba. Yeah, the CIA tried to kill him. Like
668 at least, because I just
who
saw that. I just saw that like 2 days ago. I was just scrolling through something. It's like 668 attempts at least.
and one of them was actually a exploding cigar because like he
Yeah.
smoked cigars
that's
and
crazy. Imagine you like, let me light this cigar. So bam, I'm
bam.
out of there. I'm out. That's crazy. You're like, oh, I can finally kick my feet out. Pop in your face. Out of there. You know what? I never even thought about exploding cigars. I wonder how many kills exploding cigars have. That's
How many
like
was the statistics on exploding cigars? How many people died from that?
how many people died from that? I know it's less than McDonald's burgers, but it's got to be up there. Gotta
Wait, how
be.
McDonald's burgers? Like what? Like choking hazard or
Heart
just
No,
like
attacks,
McDonald's
long
cardiac
term?
arrest.
Long
cardiac
term.
arrest. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot
Long
of people that
term.
there's a lot of heart
Wait,
attacks that have happened with people inside McDonald's and Burger Kings and fast food places.
Uh-huh.
they
Thousands, tens of
they
thousands.
they chew
Yeah.
too fast.
That's true. I don't know. That's true. It's explosions. That McDonald's. I don't know. I think it's between Wendy's and McDonald's. I think Wendy's. You when you get give people the option to add 3 patties onto a burger, I just think that's just crazy.
What's greasier?
What's great? Shoot, Five Guys burgers.
Really? Compared to Wendy's?
Oh,
Honestly, Wendy's is
in my
like
opinion, Five Guys
greasy.
burger is greasy. Five Guys
Oh,
burger.
it's greasy and delicious. That's why you pay so much for it.
Five Guys burgers. Because any type of burger that you put in aluminum foil paper, that's how
Yeah.
I know it's a greasy burger. Aluminum foil just it hold
And it
all
soaks through the foil. The foil is all.
I love
That's
it.
how I
We
know.
went from Hitler, Roman history to McDonald's.
Oh, yes.
This is an all-American conversation.
Oh my God. That's the one thing. I just realized that out of all the countries I've been to, McDonald's is everywhere. I ain't see Five Guys one time overseas. I ain't see Wendy's one time overseas.
I did go to the one Five Guys in London.
There was a Five Guys in London. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and I think it was the only
no.
one.
There was a Five Guys in Dubai. Yep. There was a Five Guy in the Dubai Mall. I remember it.
They are so advanced though.
Yeah, that makes
Oh man, they need what they need is Chick-fil-A abroad, because I didn't go to any Chick-fil-A when I was abroad.
Chick-fil-A ain't going to no Muslim country. It's not happening. I think Chick-fil-A has.
Look, I just want like a Chick-fil-A. Our producer just like came in facts. I just want a Chick-fil-A. Oh, did you pause it? Oh, all right.
Cool.
Yeah. I just want one Chick-fil-A in South America. I just want one Chick-fil-A in like Europe. Like, just give me something. I want to get like a waffle fry. I want to get like, the chicken nuggets. Come on. Give me some of that.
My life is better because I don't eat Chick-fil-A. I don't like it.
Yeah, honestly, my life was better before Chick-fil-A.
Wait, why don't you like Chick-fil-A, Art?
I just don't. It just doesn't taste good to me. Anytime I've ordered them, it's just like, oh, cool. It's just a half soggy breaded chicken that's flopping in my mouth with a pickle on top. The pickle's the best part because they don't mess that part up. They just take it out the jar.
That's the one part I don't like.
I don't get Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yeah, I don't like the waffle fries are waffle fries. You can get good waffle fries at a lot of places. I don't think when people think of Chick-fil-A, do people think I don't know, but do people think more of like, oh, the burgers and nuggets, or do they think lemonade and chicken and waffle fries? Because if your staple is waffle fries, change your name.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm a Chick-fil-A fan because I like anything that's really fried and peanut
greasy.
Yeah, you're allowed to have bad taste. I'm not arguing.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm a company merger person. I merge Raising Cane's sauce with Chick-fil-A nuggets. And I've also
hold on there, buddy. No,
I know
okay.
I know
that's against the law.
This might be something that people don't think about. I do it, and it's my guilty pleasure. I just stop by, and I don't care if they see the bag right next to me. I'm like, I still got my order. Give me my food.
So I will say real quick. I actually do like the Chick-fil-A sauce, the dipping sauce, and the Polynesian sauce. I use those with the waffle fries. But other than that, nothing else at Chick-fil-A interests me. Tastes good. I've just never had good experience there. The number of times I've ordered a burger or a chicken sandwich there.
Chicken sandwich.
Yeah, that's how often I go there. Calling burgers. The number of times I've had one and it either comes out undercooked or burned. It's like, cool. People pay for this.
Oh yeah, I don't get the sandwiches. I never get the sandwiches.
I think it's just you have bad luck, Orik, going to Chick-fil-A. But I want to step back to the Raising Cane's thing. What are you doing? No, the chicken is fine. The chicken is fine at Raising Cane's.
Do it.
I mean, the sauce is amazing
at Raising Cane's, but the thing
is finger licking good.
It is
so good.
What?
Why would you want Chick-fil-A with that sauce? I don't understand.
It's
It's
had it before. You gotta have it. You gotta try it. I tell everybody, you know what? If you don't like it, I will give you your money back as long as you don't eat all of it, because I'm gonna eat the rest of it. I
oh
want
man, it feels like
a fan
a
of the
Catholic walking into a Protestant church, man. Like, what is this?
Real
I'm
quick,
also
real quick,
Chick-fil-A.
we're still talking about the Roman Empire. Don't forget, the Romans are the reason we have Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
see, but I don't think about the Romans when I eat Chick-fil-A. I think about that
you think
damn
about chicken.
yeah.
I don't
And I
think
really
there's
gotta
really
think about
anyone who's ever walked into a Chick-fil-A and be like, man, those Roman empires. I got to really think about that right now.
That is one place I don't think about the Roman Empire.
and that was one thing about, because I remember the last conversation we had, we were talking about the Olympics, and
Yeah.
knowing that the Olympics is going to be in Paris instead of wherever we were thinking about before.
Yeah, fact check. It was actually in Paris.
In Paris. So now I'm thinking that, understanding, like, were the Romans the first people to start the Olympics?
Greeks.
The Greeks. But the Greeks came from the Romans, right?
What was
I'm
that?
sorry?
The Greeks came from Romans?
No, the
No.
Romans came after the Greeks. When Greece fell, the Olympics died for a long time. The Romans didn't pick it back up.
Oh,
not?
I thought they did. Okay.
I might have that one wrong. I thought they were done for like 3,000 years, and that's when it's like 1894. They're like, hey, let's do some, or 1892. Let's bring back the Olympics with all 16 countries that want to participate.
I still can't believe Hitler was at one of the Olympics.
He was at multiple. He
I
was
know,
just
that's
in charge. He was just in charge for
Not
one of
just
them.
one. Not
He was
just
in
one.
charge for one of them.
Wait, he was in
Wait,
charge?
wasn't one of them in Germany too?
He was in charge for one of them. Yes.
No. My question was like, was one of the Olympics in Germany during that time?
The Olympics did not go on during World War I and World War II. So it was 1932, 36.
1936.
Was it 1936 or 32? I think it was 1936. Was that
That was
yeah, that's when I was in Berlin.
Oh.
1930.
Yeah.
Let me look.
Yeah, and Hitler was in power then, so
Yeah, that was Berlin, 1936, because that was
look
where
at
that was where the U.S. What was his name? The black athlete, the sprinter, won the 100. In front of him, and the whole German convoy left the building because their white athletes lost.
Oh, man.
yeah, they were supposed to showcase like white supremacy because like the Germans were supposedly better than everyone, and here comes like a couple black dudes from the good old USA. Yeah, Jesse.
Was it Jesse Owens? No,
That's
the name that's coming to mind. I can't remember.
I'm drawing a blank, and that's sad. Yeah. We're doing the fact check right now, folks.
That's crazy.
I think it was Jesse Owens, by the way.
We let black people in the Olympics in World War II.
Well, before World War II.
Yeah, it was Jesse Owens.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know we let black people in the Olympics. We didn't let black people in the military. Well, we had segregation in World War II.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know enough to fact check that.
What?
Well, if you know the movie,
yeah, no,
if you know the movie Red Tails,
there was segregation all the way through the Vietnam War.
Uh-huh.
They like to say it wasn't, but it was there.
Wait! I thought Truman ordered like, integration of the troops.
Doesn't mean they don't segregate themselves.
Well, I mean,
just because they're supposed to cohabitate doesn't mean that the generals on the bases. When you're on the front lines, do you really think they're gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, let's let me put my racism aside just so that we can.
The general's like, yeah, we're integrated. Keep them black people on that side.
Do you remember the original tangent?
They get meals. They just have to eat after everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm lost now. What was the original tangent we were on?
Chick-fil-A was made by the Romans.
Chick-fil-A, and Raisin Cane sauce.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I would never want to mix that.
You need to try it.
Desecration.
That's just like going to IHOP right after Denny's.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like those monstrosities that one orders. Like, have you ever heard of like the donut burgers where they make like
I
Oh yeah,
hamburgers?
I've had
But
them. I've had one.
refuse. No,
though
I
those are
personally refuse.
against nature. Those are against God's laws. Like, you're going to hell for that.
I promise
No,
you, it doesn't. It doesn't. It sits exactly as you think it would.
the
Oh my
one,
gosh, I
what was
can't
it,
even
KFC?
imagine.
I think it was either KFC or Popeyes that had the donut burger, the chicken burger on 2 donuts, and
Oh,
that thing. I refuse. I looked at it and I was like, I know.
wait, didn't
I
they use like Krispy Kreme or something?
Yeah, it was
Krispy Kreme
Krispy Kreme. It
donut.
was a
Oh
Krispy Kreme
my
collab.
gosh,
I
It was your.
refuse to
It was
go
your.
out there
It
and
was
get
your
it.
brunch burger. Your
a
brunch sandwich.
Brunch.
brunch.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
Oh,
had breakfast and lunch. You had your donut and you had your chicken.
yeah, that was crazy. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen, and I refuse to give them any of my money for that. But I'd be honest with you, thinking about it now, before I die, I'm gonna have that burger. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it.
I don't know. I could live without that.
I'm gonna try the donut burger with a
I
slice of
just
pineapple.
imagine the heartburn after, and I imagine like all the juices and all the sweetness to it. I can't do it, man. The saltiness. No, I don't know if I can do it.
It's not that salt. Wait, you're talking about chicken in between a donut, right? It's
Yeah.
not that
Well, wait,
salty.
wait. Chicken. Oh my gosh.
The don't wasn't it a chicken Wasn't it a
That's like
chicken
chicken
sandwich
and
It
between?
was a
waffles.
chicken,
That's like
Wasn't it a
chicken and
chicken?
waffles.
Wasn't it a chicken
it was a
between?
chicken sandwich from KFC that was between 2
Oh
donuts.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Or
that's
yeah,
what we were
Krispy
talking
Kreme.
about. Yeah.
but I was talking about there's a burger that's between 2 donuts,
Yeah,
and they also put a
I've
pineapple.
had the burger in this.
A McDonald's burger, but with oh no,
They better not
Krispy
put a
Kreme
McDonald's
donuts,
burger. I'm not eating that. Anytime McDonald's ring,
or
there's
Wendy's or Five Guys. Oh no.
now Five Guys burger. Five Guys already is expensive enough though. That's the problem.
They charge you $10 for a patty.
Yeah, I don't play that.
Have you been to Shake Shack, by the way, Miles?
Yeah, I like Shake Shack.
Oh my gosh, Shake Shack is so good.
Shake Shack kind of got taken over by what's that? What's that red? It's not Checkers. It's like a red. Oh man, I can't even remember its name. There's like
Target.
a red, not Target.
Target.
No, it's like a. It's not Rallies. It's oh my god, I can literally see.
Oh,
Dang, what is it called? You know what?
is it
I'm
not
gonna look it up.
Rallies?
It's not Rallies. It's give me a few more seconds. Few more seconds. Freddy's.
Oh, I never
It
heard of Freddy's.
it's been taken over by Freddy's in my area, and Freddy's is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna front. Freddy's they got these what's it called, these cheese curds that
Oh no. Oh,
I'm addicted. I'm not, you got me. You got me,
honestly,
Freddy's.
cheese curds are the best.
I never knew about cheese curds before I
Fried
started
cheese,
going to
yeah. I
Freddy's.
mean, it's awesome. You
Freddy's.
can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Miles, have you been to?
I can't comment too much on Shake Shack because the 2 times I've tried to have it, they got my order wrong both times. So I've just kind of given up on it.
Orik, you've had bad luck at any restaurant.
You've had a lot of
It's
people
pretty
talk.
impressive, isn't it?
How do you manage to?
I don't
I
do
don't know.
it.
This man goes into one restaurant and just like
You
I
want to
don't
know
know,
what
like
you want to know what happened to me the other night? I went out to go eat with someone,
oh no,
and while we were there, they took our order. They brought out our appetizer.
yeah.
The meal was already back there. 30 minutes later, they come out. Hey, the chef decided to throw your receipt away before they started cooking anything. Can we take your order again? Sure. Everyone else had their food just fine, no issues. It just was our one receipt that got thrown out, and we had to wait a half hour for them to make it again.
Screw that guy.
Yeah,
Screw
screw
that
that guy.
guy.
I'd have walked back there and we'd have had to talk. Like, hey,
Yeah,
listen,
so
man.
that's a normal experience for me at a restaurant. Like the waitress came out like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "It's not the first time this has happened." She's like, "Here." I was like, "No, just in general."
That's crazy.
Miles, you're a
Yo.
global traveler. Have you
hmm
been to In-N-Out Burger?
Yes, I have, and I did get the animal style for everything, and I
Oh,
wasn't impressed.
oh,
I
oh
was
man.
not impressed.
Good for
You're
you.
not
Good for you.
impressed?
I was
What?
not. I really was disappointed, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're the first person I've ever heard you say that.
I
Really?
think I think I was in Houston, Texas, or I was either driving
That was a
from.
mistake
uh,
already,
I
Houston.
was in Dallas. It wasn't impressive.
Yeah, it just wasn't, and like I was like, "Hey, can I get an animal style?" And she was like, "One animal style." I was like, "I thought it was supposed to be a secret." Like she just yelled it out. No,
One animal
and then
style.
We got a
and then I
freak
also
in
had
here.
yeah, then I also had it in Vegas. I had it in Vegas too, and because it was right there near my hotel, and I was just not impressed. I was just like, you know what, I
So both times, two different locations, Texas and
yeah,
Canada. They
and I
did.
was just like, dang.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna be
wait,
honest with you.
what was it that didn't meet your expectations? And then compare it to like something like Shake Shack because I love Shake Shack.
I Shake Shack really made me. Shake Shack. I'm gonna be honest with you. Shake Shack just felt homey. It just felt like a
Yeah. That
and
burger was raised well.
like I don't know why it felt homey, but it just felt like I was like, you know what, this. I felt like it was it was raised right. Like
Yeah.
it's
It
folks
had two
were good
parents,
people.
two loving parents.
Yeah. In and Out Burger, I was just like I feel like your parents rushed you out the
Our
house.
parents rushed you. Oh
That's
man.
where it
It
was
turned
because
18. All right, son, you can go live on your
yeah,
own now.
it and
Uh
it just made me look like I was like, you know what, I don't think they gave me any love. Like even the In and Outs the animal style tastes like it was rushed. Like
oh.
they didn't want to like I'm a Steak and Shake type of dude. Steak and Shake is fire. It was fire too. But I was like, it was because I looked at the people and I looked at the food and I was like, this was handled with care. But I'm gonna be honest with you, In and Out Burger don't got nothing on a Whataburger.
Really?
What
What a burger.
Whataburger to me did me justice every time. Every
Really?
single time. What a burger down and not what a burger like not what a burger, which a lot of people on the East Coast got. No, what a
Yeah.
burger in like the West Coast or even in
Yeah.
Texas, that it hits. It hits, and I've never been so hyped about food. I'm glad we talking about this right now. But I enjoyed it so much because I was just like, you know what? I can literally just go through the drive through because I trust them. And when I did, it was still good. I had Whataburger in Texas. I had
Whoa, don't be
Whataburger in
too scary
Arizona.
here. Don't be too. You're trusting the drive-through. That's a scary thought right there.
I'm gonna tell you, the only time I didn't trust the drive through is when I went to White Castle in Vegas and I got food poisoning. That one was the only time
Oh,
White Castle is fantastic.
White Castle's
I
fine.
White Castle, but I did it at 12 o'clock at night when I think there was a shift change, and I just
They
I
served
shouldn't
you
have trusted
the
that.
they served you
You-
the what was it, the
you-
scary patty? The
Yeah,
remember that episode of SpongeBob with the
yeah,
gnarly
yeah.
gnarly Krabby Patty? Oh man. They served
You
me
served
that,
me
man.
the Mick ground beef not cooked
Oh,
all the way burger. That's what was
ugh.
served. But at the end of the day, it's like I still go back to White Castle. Now, if you're someone who I don't know anybody that's and I'm trying to figure out what's Crystals versus White Castle. And I know this is totally off topic, but have y'all been to
We've been
Crystals and
on
have
so
y'all
many
been to White
tangents.
Castle?
I
Which
have no
one?
idea
Which
what
one?
Crystals is. Never heard of it.
Gotcha. Crystals is another restaurant or another fast food joint that sells the small burgers like White
The
Castle.
sliders. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been to both, and I don't know. I don't know how to pick. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that I bet you that people have had huge debates on that. But yeah, I don't know.
Is your
I'll try
crystals
to.
nearby?
There's the only crystals I know that's close to me is the one in Tennessee.
Oh, buddy, that is far.
Yeah, like that's the closest. That's the closest one that I know. But no, crystals be yeah. But uh, well, I know we're gonna. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about before we close this thing on out? Because
we literally, it's so funny. We went from the Roman Empire to Nazis and Hitler to what? Like we went on so many
Chick-fil-A.
tangents.
It's a very linear tangent. Rome to World War II and Hitler to Chick-fil-A. It's a very straightforward conversation.
And then to like what? Like burgers. And then now we're on here. Wow. We really did the whole circle. It's a circle of life.
Now I'm still like, how much of that was because of Rome?
And how much more going forward are you going to think about the Roman Empire, Miles?
We literally just showed you like a whole tangent, and it all goes back to Rome. Can you believe that?
All roads lead to Rome.
All
not a dime on my on my Monday, or even my whole week. Am I gonna think about Rome?
I'm gonna send you some videos. You're gonna like it.
Yeah. Appreciate it. No, I 100% appreciate it if you do. But I'm gonna tell you like this.
Rome.
I'm gonna
you're gonna be like, I love Rome. I can't believe I lived without Rome.
And I'm gonna go right back to my crime TV, and I'm gonna be thinking about Rome with all these assassinations and murders and crimes, and I'm gonna be like, "Yep, that's a Roman."
Yeah, that sounds like what Crassus and what is it? Damn it, I forget the name. Of the other guy that killed Julius Caesar. Sorry.
Other people killed Caesar?
It was a lot of people that killed him at the same time. They all stabbed him.
Yeah, it was a bunch of politicians all at once that ambushed him.
Yeah.
That's where the phrase "what is it, et tu, Brutus" comes from.
And Brutus. Thank you, yeah. Brutus.
And you, Brutus.
That's great.
Final words. And you, Brutus.
Sounds
that's what the play says it was.
Hey, Miles, do you have HBO by any chance? Oh,
I do not have
that
HBO.
out, by the way.
I do not have that.
Okay. Because like there's a show on there that you can watch. It's named Rome, and it it's a good show. It's not historically accurate, but it's good. I like it. It'll make you fall in love with Rome.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah. And on that note, folks, it's been one hell of an episode, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to get it's time to get the episode started. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all right, what are we really talking about, guys?
Yeah, that was the warm up.
That was the introduction.
That was the pre-show. Now it's for the real show. Oh man.
But no, we appreciate y'all for joining us on the Unfiltered Pineapple Podcast with me and my two homies,
hombres,
Orik and Ari. Hombres too.
What is it? Bad hombres.
Let us know in the comments what you think about when you hear the Roman Empire.
And are y'all down with KFC's chicken and Raising Cane sauce?
Stay tuned for
more. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
See ya.